Happy Saturday night, Southern California. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend and have found a way to stay cool out there. Today was another hot day area-wide. Temperatures have been running about 10 to 13 degrees above normal this afternoon. Check out where we finished for high temperatures. It was a toasty one. 90 degrees in Escondido, 86 in La Mesa. So our valleys were in the mid to upper 80s, low 90s. Upper 70s to low 80s for the coastline. You head inland, the mountains made it into the 90s today. And our hottest locations were out in Imperial County, where many spots finished off close to 115. So we have another couple of days of really hot weather before we get a very small and brief break in the sweltering conditions. Heat alerts continue until Monday night. An extreme heat warning for the San Diego County mountains, deserts, and all of Imperial County. The mountains looking at another couple of days of low 90s, deserts in Imperial County up to 115. And then in orange, you see a heat advisory for the valleys and coastal areas, where we expect inland neighborhoods to be, again, in the low 90s and our coast to be in the 70s and 80s. So above normal temperatures definitely continuing here for the next little bit. Here we are tonight, just around 8 o'clock or so, and you'll notice it is a very warm summer evening for everybody. 70 in Carlsbad, 71 downtown San Diego, mid to upper 70s for the valleys. Still at 104 in Borrego Springs. Salton City is at 111 degrees, 105 in Raleigh, and 105 in El Centro as well. Now, the forecast is going to get interesting just a little bit as we head to Sunday. A couple of things going on. You'll remember what once was Tropical Storm Bertha. It moved onshore, made landfall near Texas, brought some heavy rain as well as some high surf to the Gulf. Now, that remnant moisture is near Baja California, and it's actually going to get pulled in our direction by the clockwise flow of that ridge of high pressure. So for Sunday, we're going to see an increase in tropical moisture and maybe even a couple of showers or a thunderstorm. More on that in just a second as we break down Futurecast for you. For tonight, though, your Saturday night plans, don't have to worry about any rain. It is going to be warm and muggy for most spots. 68 along the coast. Marine layer will move onshore, likely spreading to that 15 corridor, just like we've seen the past several nights. Mid-60s for the valley, 66 degrees in the mountains, and in the deserts in Imperial County, it will be a hot night with temperatures about 88 degrees for a low. When you wake up tomorrow, everywhere, you're going to notice the clouds increasing. Those are going to be mid and high level clouds, so that tropical cloud cover will be there. As we get into the afternoon, this is a look at about 12 o'clock, you can see a few sprinkles here and there are possible. The other thing is, with the increase in cloud cover and maybe some showers out there, it should keep temperatures a few degrees cooler than what we saw today. So it's a piece of good news. And then again, by mid-afternoon, Futurecast suggesting that we could see a push of some scattered showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two. There's one caveat to the forecast, because you look at Futurecast here, you say, okay, heavy rain over Pine Valley tomorrow afternoon. Not so fast. A lot of the rain that we may see tomorrow could fall as virga, which is essentially those showers evaporating before they reach the ground, because the column of air down at the surface is still pretty dry. Regardless, I have added some rain chances to the forecast for tomorrow, capped at about 20%. We'll see how much we can squeeze out. That tropical moisture heads northward by Monday. We'll start off mostly sunny getting into Monday afternoon. Again, another day of the heat advisory and extreme heat warning. We're looking at 113 in Raleigh, 112 in El Centro, 111 in Ocotillo, mid to upper 80s, low 90s for the mountain communities, and upper 70s to low 80s along the coastline. Tuesday is kind of going to be the day where you notice that it's starting to get a little bit cooler. Look at the marine layer spreading onshore by Tuesday morning. We start off with the clouds. They'll burn off pretty quickly, but again, noticeably different in our temperatures for Tuesday afternoon and night. Not going to be quite as sweltering. It should feel a little bit better out there, and that brief cooling trend is going to continue into Wednesday. Here's what we got going on as we look at the big picture. That ridge, the all-important high-pressure system, which is driving in the extreme heat, is going to move east by the middle of the week, likely over the southern plain. So that kind of gives us a break from the intense heat while they feel it across parts of Oklahoma, down through Texas, and into New Mexico. It doesn't last forever, though, because the ridge is on the move again. By Thursday, it begins to retreat back towards the west, and then by Friday into Saturday, that ridge moves over almost directly Southern California. So it is going to be sweltering once again. And unfortunately, it looks like for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of next week, this could potentially be the hottest weather that we've seen so far this summer, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about. So the bottom line is the extreme heat isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast for our coastal areas. 80 degrees tomorrow with a 20% chance of showers. The heat advisory continues. On Monday, we'll be in the low 80s again for Tuesday, but the brief cooling trend is noticeable by Wednesday. Overnight lows in the mid to upper 60s. For our valleys, we keep the heat advisory for Sunday, 90 degrees on Monday, 90 for Tuesday, so we're just below the threshold here, I think, for a heat advisory. 80s for Wednesday and Thursday, and then you'll notice that really significant increase in temperatures by Saturday. We're back up to 94 as that ridge of high pressure moves almost directly overhead. For the mountains, we talk about the extreme heat warning remaining in effect until Monday afternoon, and the dip in temperatures midweek only to get back into the mid to upper 80s, 90s for Friday and Saturday. And in Imperial County, you too will get the brief drop in temperatures midweek. It's oh so slight, but back to about 117, 118 by the end of next week and into next weekend. So buckle up, it is going to stay hot.